nice long episode this week. Woo!
Yeah, really long episode this week.
Yeah. It's like, well, we a while back, we were like, maybe we should try and keep it around 45 minutes to an hour.
Uh-huh.
And we only went an hour past that tonight. So
we only went an hour past.
Yeah. No big deal.
No.
In the scheme of your life, it's an additional 45 minutes to an hour of your time that, what are you doing anyway,
Listening to us, obviously.
Yeah. So,
I
didn't mean to discount whatever you were doing. No. You might be doing something very important. I have no idea. But I feel like if you're listening to a podcast, it means that you're probably doing something that's not extremely crucial at that time.
Yeah, it's downtime time.
Kind of like you're driving somewhere, or maybe you're cleaning your house, or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So we appreciate if you listen to this whole cast, because it is a long one, but it's pretty cool. This week we talk about Hall Oates H2O. We talk about Rhinegeist Franz. And we go off on a number of tangents, and not that you guys can see it, but I pull my pants down and show my butt. So that's, all that's going on.
Yep.
If you would like to get in touch with us, which we highly encourage, you can email us at superdivorce at superdivorceme.com. Just tell us whatever. Just email us whatever. Also, add your email to our mailing list to get all of our next current updates, and also 3 free songs from our new album, because we're awesome. You can also find us on Facebook.com/SuperDivorce, Instagram @SuperDivorceBand. We were going to stop plugging that for now.
Which one?
Instagram.
We're going to start plugging it.
Instagram.com.
I'm actually taking a picture right now.
Yeah.
For our Instagram.
He is. Instagram.com/SuperDivorceBand. JK @SuperDivorceBand. You can also find us on Twitter @SuperDivorce. And our Twitter and Facebook are linked, so it's pretty cool. There's a lot going on both of those pages. If you want to follow lead vocalist Nicholas Villars on social media, just look up @Nicholas Villars on social media. Any social media. And see what happens. See if you find him.
If you find me.
If he's on there, he's on there. And if he's not, he's not. Send us an email and tell him what websites to join. He will not join OkCupid or Zeus or Match. So,
Zeus.
Sorry, ladies. Yeah, that's another one.
Is that new?
Plenty of Fish. No.
I've heard of Plenty of Fish.
Yeah.
Zeus.
I've seen TV commercials for that. So.
Is it like the god?
The god.
Zeus.
It's the god of dating websites. That's what their slogan should be. Nick will not join any dating websites, but you can find him on any other social media.
Yeah.
Possibly. You can find me on Instagram @BenderButt. I use that the most. I have others, but I'm not worried about it. So here is, without looking at a count, here is episode 71 of the Super Divorce Supercast.
Enjoy, chefs.
We are not getting a divorce.
We are not getting a divorce.
We are not getting a divorce.
Hey man, welcome to the Super Divorce Supercast. This is Nicholas.
And Bender.
We're in a band called Super Divorce.
Yes, we are. If you guys don't already know that. Thank you.
If you did know that, you probably also know that we like to start things off every week with a little segment we call Beer Me.
Yeah.
This week, Beer Me is going to feature the Rhinegeist Cincy-made Franz Oktoberfest beer.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
We just got back from the local Ameristop, where we filmed this week's episode of Super Divorce Gets Beer. A very special episode because it was the first episode where we were actually allowed to go inside with the cameras rolling.
Yeah, only 4 episodes in. And we got the okay from our friend.
And if you're a fan of this show, if you're a fan of us, you might... I mean, we've been talking about that place for a while now.
I cracked my beer open before you, sorry.
That's alright. There's mine. Cheers.
Cheers.
That's good beer.
It's a hearty beer, yep. It's a good beer.
Makes me want to put a campfire right in the middle of the room.
Yeah.
That's good, man.
But you were saying we've been talking about our quick stop for a while now.
Our little humble Ameristop down the road. We've been going there really since we rebooted. It wasn't a reboot. We never rebooted this show. It's still the original numbering.
Yeah.
But we took a break after Dale and Bob left.
Right.
And then, since then we've been visiting that place pretty regularly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably almost been a year now since we started back up again.
Yeah, because if we kept the original numbering, I feel like you and I started doing, 2-person casts around somewhere between episode, I feel like 25 and 35. I know that's a long range.
Yeah.
But it was somewhere in that area.
Pretty sure it was in the 20s.
Yeah, I think so too. And now we're close to 70.
I think this is episode 71.
Yeah. So, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That'd be right around a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think have we missed any weeks? I don't know if we've missed any. I think if we felt like there was going to be a week we couldn't get together, we've planned ahead and
we either
recorded.
planned ahead or you might have had 1 or 2 solo casts.
Yeah.
In there.
I have a very special solo cast tucked away, just for an emergency.
Really?
Or I might drop it.
Just because.
Just because. I guess I can. Should I spill the beans about the content?
Nah. No.
It's kind of funny that I haven't mentioned this to you until now because I recorded this probably back in. It was in the winter.
Really?
It might have been January or February.
Wow. Even before recording and everything?
Yeah. And it's just been sitting. And I don't have any others. It's not something I do regularly. I did it one time. And I was like, I'm going to record this that I'm doing right now, and I'm just going to leave it.
Yeah.
And maybe when I need to, maybe when I don't. It'll just go up one week, in addition to whatever we normally throw up.
Well, I'm curious about it. I don't think you should tell the listeners, but you should tell me about it later.
All right. It'll be off the record.
Yeah, off the record stuff.
I'll let you know. And then whenever we tease it moving forward, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You'll know what's waiting.
I'll know.
Yeah.
That way I can get in on the hype.
Yeah.
Help the hype.
And when we've got a legion of crazed fans, they're going to wonder what this special episode is.
Yeah.
And you're going to know.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be able to have whatever reaction you have. So, the Franz Oktoberfest beer. They spelled it with a K. I like that. Not Franz. There's nothing in Franz that you can spell with a K.
Franz is not spelled with a K.
The Oktoberfest.
It's funny you said that because when you said they spelled it with a K, I was like, is there a K in Franz?
Yeah. It's the rare F or K that sounds like an F that you don't see very often. But, yeah, Oktoberfest is spelled with a K. They say, Franz is our Oktoberfest Brau.
Yeah.
Brau. B-R-A with the umlauts. Is that what they call them?
I think so.
U.
Yeah.
It's their Oktoberfest Brau. Not traditional, but uber German. Uber German.
Like, how Uber are we talking?
Like, so Uber, when the guys are going to work to make this beer,
Yeah.
they don't even drive themselves. They call an Uber every day.
And wear lederhosen to work.
Yeah.
That's Uber. They Uber German.
Uber German.
Uber German.
He's an autumnal brew. So...
I like that that's a he.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
the brew has a gender.
Yeah.
Like, I would have expected... fairly that you almost refer to every object as she.
I guess his name is Franz.
Yeah, it is Franz. True.
If it was like what Francis, then maybe
yeah,
that would be a lady.
Possibly, but I just like that it's a very robust beer, so it deserves a robust gender, not that women can't be robust.
Right. But I feel like it fits.
Yeah,
it fits.
Yeah.
I'm not scratching my head that they called it a he instead of a she.
Right.
So, yeah, there are no floral hints or anything like that. This is kind of a smoky, hearty beer.
Yeah, it's just really hearty. It's good.
He's an autumnal brew, a bit of a dreamer, often hiking in the Alps to return brimming with great ideas. Like those brisk hikes in the steep mountains, these Munich and Vienna malts will pump you up.
It's an interesting description, I think. It's sort of speaks to the flavor of the beer, but only in riddles.
Yeah. I hope you get a good idea of what this beer tastes like through their description that I just read.
It tastes like a guy in lederhosen in the Alps, blowing one of those giant horns.
And he's coming back to town with some great ideas.
Yeah, with just great ideas. Just overflowing. He's brimming with great ideas.
Do you feel like the Munich and Vienna malts pumped you up so far?
I mean, sure. That's what I'm saying about it. It sort of speaks to the flavor and poetry. I don't have a comparison for Munich and Vienna malts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that means.
But do you feel pumped up at least?
I feel German.
I would like a big stein of this from, what do they call that? What's that place?
Hofbrauhaus.
Yeah. I have one of those
Do you?
steins here. Yeah.
I noticed when I was at Urban Artifact, they have a stein club where if you pay $95 and they make you, I guess, your own personal stein, and then you can use it at Urban Artifact to get beer fills and things like that, and it's $95 for a new member, and then returning members, I guess you can do it year after year or something, but returning members is $75.
Do you get a discount on your fill up or what?
I don't know if you really get a discount on your fill up. Possibly. I didn't read the whole poster, but it was just get your very own one of a kind stein.
So I feel like there'd have to be another incentive if you're paying almost $100.
Right.
Even though a personalized stein is cool.
It might be $95 and then maybe it's free fill ups, and then you for the year, and then $75 gets you free fill ups as a returning customer for a whole year.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be
incredibly worth it.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
You could probably get your money back in one night.
I'm sure. And then Uber home.
Yeah.
You can all that money you save drinking beer for free,
yeah.
You can spend on the Uber to get you home.
Though I've been hearing bad things about Uber lately.
Really?
Yeah. I heard their CEO just stepped down. And I don't know why. I haven't read into it, but I've heard that. And I actually went with Lyft the last time I had to use a pickup service.
Yeah.
Just because I'd heard some bad shit about Uber. Like they, well, one thing is I heard they're not as thorough with their background checks as Lyft. And Ivy's sister, I believe, was in a car accident with an Uber driver.
Oh, really?
The dude, like, fell asleep and
Goodness.
crashed. And so
Wow.
I go, well, sorry. So, I didn't want any sleepy drivers, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
But, the experience I had with Lyft was good. I actually just got a notification on my phone saying that I somehow had a free Lyft. Just
like
appeared.
wherever. That's cool.
Yeah. So, maybe give Lyft a try.
Yeah.
And I'll research this Uber thing, and maybe I'll revisit it next week and tell you guys what I found.
Get back to you on
Yeah.
that.
So, yeah. So you, Bender,
Yes.
just recorded your very first episode of Momster Movies with your mom over the weekend.
I did. Later this month, I am going to be debuting a brand new series in conjunction with the Super Divorce Superverse. A brand new series that I filmed with my mom called Momster Movies. This is basically super scary, but with my mom, because she hates horror movies. And so we recorded our first episode, and we watched Terror Vision. And I think she fell somewhere between she enjoyed it and she also regrets wasting 2 hours of her life. Like, somewhere in there. But we had a great time. I think we got some really fun footage. I love my mom, so we just have... I think we had easy, like, immediate chemistry. And I was talking to her today about setting up the next episode, and she was already like, I'm going to do this every episode, and I was like, please do, because it's hilarious, you know. But it went really well, and I'm so excited about this series. I just think it's fun.
It's good to hear that you have good chemistry with your mom.
Yeah.
It would have been awful if you realized you get on camera and you and your mom just can't hammer it out.
Oh no, it was
be embarrassing.
Yeah. It was. I mean, I knew things would be fine because we just get along so well. But even as I was setting up, she was like, "So, you know, are we just gonna?" And I was like, "We're just gonna go for it."
Yeah.
Like Nick and I just sat in front of the camera and went for it. So that's what we're gonna do. And I was like, "I'm just gonna turn this on," and I was like, "Just try not to think of the camera." I was like, "Look at it from time to time, but really, just that's what we're gonna do. Just sit here and talk."
Yeah.
And that's what we did, and it's great. So the first episode is Terror Vision, and this week we are going to watch John Carpenter's Halloween, which was the first horror movie I ever saw.
Well.
And I'm trying to structure the show to where I'm like steadily increasing in like terror, and then like subsidizing it with less scary movies or like comedy horrors and things like that. So I have like this sort of like zigzaggy mountain, you know, to get up to like Inside or Martyrs at the top.
Yeah.
But my goal right now is to get her acclimated enough to go see the new It in theaters with me.
That'd be cool.
So I'm like, I have the original one and we're going to watch that, and I have like Clown from Eli Roth, and we're gonna watch that and kind of just like.
Speaking of Eli, did you see the trailer for his remake of
Death Wish?
Death Wish, yeah.
Yes, I think it looks good, but I also think, and this is partly because I read an article stating this, but after watching the trailer, I do agree. It was like one of the most generic trailers of all time.
It's pretty generic.
It's
movie,
a generic
though.
movie. It is
like
because like Death Sentence is literally the exact same movie with Kevin Bacon.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably see it.
Yeah.
Just because number one, it's Eli Roth, but
if you're a fan of like revenge movies, then why wouldn't
it's just
you?
what it is.
Yeah, I feel like they're all. Well, shit, I mean, you can boil most stories down to their base parts, and they'd all, at their core, follow a very similar structure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's just the way it is. But, you know, I feel like it's a good role for Bruce Willis, you know.
I think it's great. I think Bruce Willis will probably be good in the role. I think you're right. But after, like, you told me that Kevin Smith had a terrible time working with Bruce Willis, every time I see him in a new movie, I automatically feel bad for the director, because I'm like, he was probably a shit that entire movie.
I feel like, it's tough to separate sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
But I guess you also have to, and Kevin Smith, I believe, said something similar where he's like, you know, I don't know what exactly was going on with him personally at that point.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I might have just gotten him at a shitty time in his life, and some other stuff was going on, and he brought that to the set.
Yeah.
Not excusing the action, but I mean, just like, I guess that's stuff that you have to consider as far as like, is this worth writing this guy off completely and not seeing any more of his movies?
Well,
you know?
yeah, I'm not in the club that's like, I'm not gonna watch another Bruce Willis movie.
But it does come to mind.
It does.
And I agree with you. I think the same exact thing.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm not as excited to see a Bruce Willis movie as I would have been before I heard all the shit that he brought on set to
Cop Out.
Cop Out, yeah.
Yeah.
Before he copped out on the set of Cop Out.
Exactly. But that's kind of how I feel about it. And, you know, like, conversely, I'll pretty much watch anything Keanu Reeves is in because he's such a wonderful human being.
Yeah.
So.
To the best of your knowledge.
To the best of my knowledge, he is a wonderful human being.
I really hope Bill and Ted 3 comes out at some point.
When I was at Best Buy today, they had the Bill and Ted collection from Shout Select. It was both movies, and it was in a nice, nice little box set.
We should do those.
Bill and Ted,
an episode.
We definitely should. Yeah. I'm down with that. We can do a Supercast double feature and talk about the two Bill and Ted movies.
What do we have? We had the next 2 weeks planned out last week, didn't we? It was
H2O this week and Inner Space next week.
Yeah, that's right.
Inner Space. But yeah, that's
So this week,
Hall Oates H2O.
What if you mixed the Hall Oates album with Halloween H2O? Do you think you could remake Halloween H2O using only songs from Hall Oates?
I think we should both sit down and make that video and put it on our YouTube channel.
The whole movie.
The whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anytime music's playing from the original, you'd have to take that out.
And put a Hall & Oates song in.
Yeah.
I think it would be hilarious. Some of those songs would probably fit.
Halloween H2O H2O.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, honestly, Maneater would probably fit right in there.
Yeah.
It really would.
Maybe that could be like the main theme instead of the traditional Halloween theme.
Yep. Anytime the plays, it's just, whoa, here she comes. Watch out, boy, she'll chew you up. So I only just today listened to Hall & Oates H2O.
Okay, I'm going to pull up
the track list.
Yeah. So we can break it down.
Now, I had to listen to it on YouTube, and I listened to full version. It was just like a 45-minute video. It wasn't broken up into separate videos.
Yeah.
And they for some reason structured it so that B-side came first and A-side was second in the video.
Okay.
So the album starts with Maneater. When I listened to it, it started with Family Man right
Okay.
there.
Start with. Oh shit.
And I thought it was very odd. And I didn't realize until I looked at the track listing and the info that they had done it like that. This song is about a man turning on a prostitute because he's a family man. And he's like, yo, don't keep pushing me, because if you do, I'll probably pay you for sex. Hilarious.
So that's how you thought it started, or did you?
I was given the impression that that's how it started, but I thought
Yeah.
it was odd.
Yeah. Well, it'd be the intro to this song would be a very weird way to start an album.
It's very abrupt.
Yeah. So I can see why that would be jarring.
Yeah.
Did you so you had to listen to the YouTube version. Now, when did you realize that it was out of order?
Not for a long time.
And what was there something that like clicked for you where you looked into it and you're like, this doesn't seem right?
I heard Maneater, like 6 songs in or whatever.
Yeah.
And Maneater came on, and I listened to it in the car, so I also was driving, so I didn't really think much of the order. But when it was only probably within the last hour or so that I hit like the more info, on YouTube, and it extended and showed the track listing and showed that Maneater was first, and I was like, oh, okay, so this video has side A and side B swapped. I don't know why. I don't know if there was some sort of copyright that they were trying to get around or what, but it was swapped, and I was just like, okay, but then I very quickly got here, so I didn't really have a chance to try to mess with it and start from the middle of the video and let it replay and all that. But I did think, hearing Family Man first, I thought it was a very jarring way to start an album, and I was confused by it. But I was just like, oh, I'm gonna go with it,
It's a good song though.
It is a good song. It's good. It's a good song indeed.
So let's imagine then that you had the actual experiences they wanted you to.
Yeah.
So starting H2O with Maneater. I mean,
come on.
Come on.
Yeah.
Like, what else are you gonna start it with?
Italian girls? No, I don't think so. You're starting with Maneater.
Though, that's a tricky thing, because sometimes starting with a song like that, you feel like it's tough for the rest of the album to keep up.
And it's true, because I feel like if you ask anybody about H2O, they're going to be like, oh, the one that Maneater's on.
Right.
I mean, and as somebody who just listened to this album today, I can see how Maneater stands out, but also as a new listener, I am kind of like, well, but it's all kind of in the same wavelength. So if you like Maneater, you're gonna like the rest of the album.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's more than fair to say,
So how do you feel about track number 2? Crime Pays.
Crime Pays.
Crime
Let's
Pays.
get a little sample here.
Here's a sample.
This is like... This whole album, though, is like an exercise in the greatest, 80s soft rock. I feel like. That's what I would
call it soft rock?
I would classify this as soft rock.
Because when I think of soft rock, I think of Michael Bolton ballads. This feels like it's a little too high energy to be labeled soft rock.
Yeah, I
Pop
guess.
rock.
Pop rock.
I would call it pop rock.
This is, a shining example of 80s pop rock.
Yeah.
I guess
But it could go, you could play it.
You could play it at a doctor's office, though.
Yeah.
You know.
Or on your local soft rock radio station.
You could.
Probably
You
play
really
some Hall
could.
Oates.
I think you could.
But I feel bad calling it soft rock because that just feels lame to me.
I feel like it's almost a very minimal album.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of lead vocals, and then you get the classic backups singing the end of sentences or coming in with like a little something in between lead parts and whatever.
Good thumping bass.
Yeah, just dum 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 dum, like just very consistent throughout the whole song, almost every song.
When you listen to an album like ours,
Uh-huh.
you realize that there's a lot more going on, I guess. Like, we took inspiration from stuff like this,
Yes.
but we went over the top, I feel, a bit more than a lot of the stuff we drew inspiration from, which is going to separate it, I think.
Exactly. I was thinking about that on the way over here today, because I had spent most of the day listening to H2O, and then on the way here, I listened to our album, and, not to, but also definitely to toot our own horn. I think that with a lot of thanks to Josh, our album came out as a very, very modern version of all of this stuff that we were influenced by.
Yeah.
Which, like you said, I think sets it apart as something unique that you guys probably maybe haven't heard before. We did take a lot of inspiration from this kind of music and Gary Newman and Tears for Fears and, all that kind of stuff. But there's just this...
The System is another band we were listening to quite a bit when we were in there.
The System. But there's this new age flavor on it. There's this, mid-late 2000s... It's not even late 2000s. It's just this...
2017.
This 2017.
Fuck it.
There's this 2017 flavor on it,
Where it doesn't feel dated.
It really doesn't.
Sorry.
Ladies be interrupting.
Yeah.
Lady. Lindsay called me too. I have my phone on vibrate, but she called me too, and I was like, yo. Like, I'm podcasting,
Yeah.
yo.
The old ball and chain. Can't leave me alone for a damn half hour to record a podcast.
No, we love them, though.
Yeah. I'm not. Come on.
Like a lot.
Jess has been working very hard on our album art.
Yeah.
It's all awesome. It's so good. I can't wait to share it with everyone. We're gonna share that very soon. I'll tell you what.
Cheers to Jess for all the work she does for us.
Cheers, Jess. Good lady. Great wife. Greatest wife.
Great friend.
Yeah. Don't I have the greatest wife? Come on. I'm going to send out an email soon, everyone. So, you hear it on the intro and the outro all the time. We don't really talk about it very much during the meat of the show.
Yeah.
But sign up for our email list because you're going to get all the updates as they are made available. And very soon, we're going to start revealing things, more detailed and concrete info about this album. And no joke, it's all very exciting.
Yeah. As we said when we were gearing up to record, about having a lot of things in the works, and then we, finally spilled the beans that we were recording, and, it sounds good, and some of you have probably heard a couple songs. Well, now we're telling you again, we have a lot of things in the works. Nick is working on a lot of different things, and all of that is going to be made available to you guys soon. Lots of really, really cool just happenings and goings on and all that kind of stuff. It's really exciting. I don't even know everything, I'm sure. I need to have we need to have a business meeting after
Yeah.
this podcast to
Yeah.
get so I can get updates on what he's been doing.
Well, that's the thing is, there's another aspect to all of this that has not been made public yet.
No.
That I'm handling all on my own. So it's not as if I'm just keeping Bender in the dark on shit within the band.
It's
there's
just
like
it's
other
just,
stuff.
Yeah.
Really, like he said, we have to have a business meeting because there's a lot of business shit going on behind the scenes that I'm doing that, for reasons that we haven't really talked about on this podcast or in public, is stuff that I'm handling on my own because it's more of a personal venture.
Well,
at this point,
right? And it's reasons like you have the opportunity to do these things, and I work, 5-6 days a week.
Yeah.
So that's our dynamic is that you have the time and the will to put in a lot of effort into a lot of different ventures for the band, and I work to support myself, but that's just how it is. You're okay doing what you're doing, and I'm okay doing what I'm doing, and eventually, if we're real lucky, I won't have to work anymore, and I can join you in doing all of these extra ventures and whatever. But for right now, it works for both of us.
And it's great because Bender has never once taken to posturing about doing things that he knew he wasn't going to do, which we had some issues with prior to this new configuration.
Yeah, if Nick needs me to do something, I'm on it.
Yeah. Bender is he's a friend and a confidant.
Yeah, and occasionally I come in with a, hey, here's a connection we might want to explore.
Yeah. And you got your monster movies going, which is going to be fun,
Which I'm super proud of myself for actually doing.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of great ideas sometimes that I just don't really follow through on.
Well, I feel like that's part of, like, getting that momentum going is just doing one of the ideas. Yeah. And then once you show yourself that you can do that, then you're more likely to act on your good ideas in the future.
Right.
Instead of being one of the, I think a lot of people have great ideas, but before you take the step to making one of those, a reality and bringing it out of your head and into the world, that stuff just stays up there. Mm-hmm. So it's, who knows how many incredible shows or albums, pieces of art never get made because they never leave a person's head.
Right.
And people have these wonderful, great contributions they could be making that they just don't because, it's not the easiest thing to do. It requires effort.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you don't know exactly how it's going to be received. So that's another thing people worry about. It's like, what if everyone hates it? Mm-hmm. What if they don't?
Right. Yeah.
So,
I mean, I was even talking to Lindsay about it, and I told her too. I was like, I'm really proud of myself for getting this going, and she was like, yeah, definitely. Like I, not to be mean, but I thought it was a really good idea, and I wanted you to do it, but I didn't think you were going to get it done this quickly.
Yeah.
She was like, you told me about it, and then a week later, you had recorded the first episode. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, that is very good for me.
Yeah.
To have this idea and act on it so quickly, and it was so much fun. So I'm really excited to keep it going.
I can't wait to get it up for you guys and on the internet. And,
I know. I'm so bummed that I really want to do it right and have a couple episodes in the shoot before releasing it, But I know as soon as we put this footage on your computer and I see some of it, I'm gonna be like, fuck it, just edit it and put it up right now.
Well, this is all stuff we'll talk about, of course.
Right.
But on top of that, I don't know, have we mentioned the fact that we're gonna bring back Super Scary at the end of October? Did we talk about that? I don't know.
We talked about it, but we haven't mentioned it to the listeners yet.
Well, cat's out of the bag, I guess.
Yeah, we're going to bring back Super Scary in October.
We're going to do a week, 7 days of reviews.
Yeah.
and we're gonna hit some different flavors throughout that week.
Yeah, we're gonna try. We're trying to do like a whole mess of types of movies.
Yeah. Because it was I was sitting here the other day, and it was one of the nights, maybe 2 or 3 nights ago. It was pretty cool outside, and I had the windows open, and I was on my computer, and the feeling in the air reminded me of like how it felt temperature wise, and the smell in the air, and it was like it reminded me of sitting here and editing Super Scary.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm actually pretty excited to do a few more episodes of that, because it is fun.
It's such a great show.
It's just we had doing one every week was not realistic with all the shit we had to get going last year, because I mean we were working on different stuff. It's been nonstop.
Yeah.
You don't really. It's tough to imagine how much we did in the span of really less than a year, going from wondering if this band was going to move forward in some capacity to saying, okay, well, we're going to, but what are we going to do?
Yeah.
You know?
And then just watching, all of our ideas develop, well, let's start with the podcast.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. We started with the podcast. We're like, it's going to be the two of us, and we're going to keep doing it, and let's do it.
Yeah.
And then it was like, maybe we should incorporate some YouTube videos, and we started doing that. And then it was like, okay, and most of that time, we're like, okay, what are we going to do for music? You know, how are we going to work this? And, eventually we arrived at what we arrived at, and being an 80s band and everything, and...
I feel like even though the video shows we didn't blow up or anything, I didn't really expect them to.
Yeah.
But it kept us doing something.
Right, we were constantly active.
Yeah. So,
as a band.
Yeah. In some capacity, we've been making sure to continue putting something out. And I think that's definitely helped us fend off any sort of, Fizzling, yeah. We've not lost any steam because we've been doing something all this time.
Yeah. As a band. Yeah. As a band, as friends, as partners, we have been like, okay, we need to put something out to just to give some people an idea that we're still here. Because
I think that the worst thing we could have done, even though we don't have millions of fans, would have been to just go silent and then now pop back up with a new album and be like, hey, now we've got this.
Right.
But where have we been for the past year? Who knows? We avoided that, and that's pretty cool, I think. So, yeah. So let's see. Back to H2O.
Back to H2O.
Track 3.
This was the one song on the album. That intro, I was just like, ooh, we're about to rock out.
Yeah.
And then it kind of goes back into the soft pop rock or whatever. But still, I was just like, yes.
Let's see again. Here's the intro.
Get a nice groove going right away.
It goes back to a groove instead of more. It's not a straight ahead rock.
No, it's groove.
Yeah.
This is funk rock.
Yeah.
I mean, with that mustache.
Yeah.
You have to be funk rock.
This is Art of Heartbreak, track number 3. How do you feel about that sax?
When I heard sax on this album, all I can think of was Teenage Alien and how funny it is. Yeah. And I was just like, it's perfect. It's so good. Teenage Alien, I think, is our closest Hall Oates song. That and maybe The Predator. Maybe.
I was thinking The Predator.
Yeah.
But yeah. Teenage Alien. Different flavor.
Different
but yeah.
flavor, but it's close to
Yeah.
Hall Oates. It's like Teenage Alien is like if Hall Oates and Gary Newman had like collabed on something.
Yeah. That's good. That's a good one. All right, track 4, we've got One on One.
This intro sounds like what they would play during the Adult Swim
Yeah.
stuff, where they're just like black screen and they're just showing the words. They call them bumps or whatever.
Yeah. It makes me think it's a very vaporwave-ish intro.
Yeah.
You could just loop that over and over.
Yeah. And you know, it's weird. Listening to this album starting in the middle with, Family Man?
Yeah.
Okay? So listening to this album starting with Family Man, One on One, and I only assume Open All Night, because I haven't heard Open All Night yet, honestly.
Yeah.
It's very odd that those two songs are 4 and 5 on this album, because from Family Man on, everything kind of keeps a steady, upbeat pace.
Yeah.
Much like Maneater. So it's interesting that they have possibly these two vaporwave-ish songs smack dab in the middle of their album.
Yeah.
You know?
Just more, they chill you out just a little bit.
Yeah.
Right here at 4 and 5, I guess. Let's see, hold on.
Let's see what 5. Open All Night, track 5. Yeah, this is Get Your Boogie On right here.
Definitely funky. It's like a smooth funk.
This is Bang Your Girl music.
Yeah. Passionately.
Yeah.
No, not jackhammer.
No, this is like candles lit,
Yeah.
you know, like drapery on the bed,
Yeah.
like rose petals.
This is all about her.
Yeah, totally
That's-
about her.
Yeah.
Like, forget your own boner. Like,
Yeah.
it's all about her.
Yeah.
I mean,
Open
she's-
all night.
Yeah, she's open all night.
Yeah.
Apparently, she was open
She
all
was.
night. That's what he said.
What do you think he's talking about? Come on.
He's talking about banging. Yeah.
I love how unapologetically, like, this era dealt with the innuendo. It's just like, here it is.
Yeah.
We're not saying fucking, but you know that's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, even in, like, you know, hard rock and everything, like AC/DC and Kiss having a Love Gun song, and
Yeah.
I don't even know what song it is, but AC/DC has that one song where it's like, let me cut your cake with my knife, and it's just like, straight up.
Yeah.
Just straight up,
Yeah.
we're talking about fucking.
Yeah. Well, what's the, oh shit. Hold on. I can't think of it with the song playing.
I can't either. I can never do that.
Hold on. I'm trying to think of another one that's like really sweet sounding, but you could replace it and it would be just reduced to, I want to fuck you,
Yeah.
basically. Is it, maybe it's an REO Speedwagon song? Do you know?
I don't know much REO Speedwagon.
I'm trying to not look it up here. I'm doing what I can to think of it. Screw it. I'm just gonna look it up.
Just gonna look it up.
Oh, that's okay. I don't want to sleep. I just want to keep on loving you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What? I just want to keep on fucking you.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to sleep. You know.
That is a very sweet sounding song.
It is. I just want to
Keep on loving you, bum 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 bum, and I'm gonna keep on loving you, 'cause it's the only thing I wanna do. Yeah, that's a.
But that's what he's talking about.
Yeah. I just wanna keep on fucking you.
So that's what it is.
That's what, yeah.
And that's what they're doing.
The 80s were a great, straightforward innuendo time.
Yeah. Rock, steady, steady, rock it all night long.
Yeah, did, Afternoon Delight didn't come out in the 80s, did it?
I think that was 70s.
Yeah, it seems more 70s.
But still. Shit, man, even, like, well, I guess it goes back a long way, doesn't it? Conway Twitty. I just want to lay you down.
Yeah.
I just love to lay you down.
God, now I'm just trying to think of 80s sex songs. Madonna's Like a Virgin.
Yeah.
Like a virgin.
Cherry Pie.
Cherry Pie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think, though, that Cherry Pie has, like... That intro is so powerful. It really is. Just... And you're just like, yeah!
Oh, wait, were you thinking of Pour Some Sugar on Me?
Maybe. Is that Pour Some Sugar on Me?
Yeah. Yeah. Cherry
Also-
Pie,
also
with
a
this,
sex
that's
song.
another one.
Also a sex song.
Pour Some Sugar on Me. Yeah.
I get those two mixed up, I guess, all the time.
How's Cherry Pie start? We're gonna come
Oh,
back.
dun 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 dun. She's mine. Yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah. Let's see.
Grown man cry, sweet cherry pie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Play Pour Some Sugar on Me. Cause they both start with like vocal intros.
Hold on, where's... They don't have the original on here. I'm gonna have to... That's okay, because I actually have this on my iTunes.
Damn right.
Because
Def Leppard.
it's an awesome... Hysteria, that whole album is incredible.
Did you ever hear that joke? What has 10 legs, 9 arms, and sucks? Def Leppard.
Everything except the sucks part's true.
Yeah.
When I was a little kid, I loved them, and I used to call him the arm drummer.
The arm drummer.
Yeah. Because he only had the one arm.
Yeah. I mean, like, God, just the determination to teach yourself how to drum with one arm, ridiculous.
Yeah.
So impressive. See? Same sort of intro. But then...
This was going to be my wrestling song since I was in like 4th grade.
That's a great wrestling intro song.
Like, maybe the lyrics wouldn't fit. I love the lyrics. But if you took the lyrics out of this song and just had the instrumental, that would be an incredible wrestling theme.
It's a dope, like, instrumental.
It's
like,
so fucking heavy and just, like,
it really
powerful.
is. For, like, I mean, they were hair metal, but kind of on, like, the pop leaning side of hair metal.
Yeah.
This song is heavy.
Yeah.
Like, it's really good. It is a really good song.
Just that riff.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And then the whole song just like trudges along.
Yeah.
Awesome.
If you don't like Def Leppard,
You can't hear anything.
no.
So back to H2O.
H2O. Family Man.
Wait, did we skip Open All Night? No, we didn't.
No, we did.
That was a fucking song. That's the whole thing we talked about.
Yeah. Family Man.
Very abrupt intro to
Yeah.
an album.
Would have been confusing.
Very. I'm a family man.
But it's still powerful.
It
Like you
is.
said, it's very... He's
Sure,
telling
sure.
you.
Yeah, like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
If you keep asking me, I might bang you, so stop it. I might pay you for sex. Please don't make me do that. I'm a family man.
And that riff is kind of like Hulk Hogan's theme. Hold on. It's very similar
It is very similar.
to Real American. So we talked about Family Man.
Yeah.
So then we've got Italian Girls.
Which probably has my favorite line in the whole album on it.
This one is probably a favorite of Dario Argento. Because he's Italian.
Oh my god, I just want the 4K restoration of Suspiria to come out. But that's neither here nor there.
Well.
It's nowhere because they won't announce a release date.
How do you feel about Asia Argento?
I don't know if I've seen her in much.
She was the main lady in Land of the Dead.
I need to revisit Land of the Dead. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
Okay. Well, maybe when
I want to get the Scream Factory Collector's Edition. I need to pre-order it because then it'll come with a poster.
Maybe we could do Land for Super Scary. Oh, I don't know. I feel like we already picked out our movies, didn't we?
We were going to do the Romero triple feature, remember?
Yeah, that's right.
Which, not all of those are from the 80s, but I don't think Super Scary matters for that.
No, we did, like, movies
Right.
from all eras. And
No, yeah, we're going to do the Romero triple feature for that, so we can skip Land. I can do Land with my mom.
What if we did a Romero extravaganza and we just picked all of the George Romero movies we wanted to talk about? Which could include the triple feature.
Right.
But then also others as well.
Like the whole week is Romero movies?
No, I just mean one episode. And
It's
maybe
a
we could-
Romero extravaganza.
Yeah.
And
we
it's like
could-
a half-hour episode.
Yeah. We wouldn't have to spend the same amount of time on every every film.
Right.
You know. We could take a look at the career of George Romero.
Yeah.
And then decide which things
Yeah.
we wanted to actually...
Because you can get Creepshow in there.
Yeah.
Creepshow, Night, Dawn, Day, Land, Survival, Diary,
Mm-hmm.
Crazies, Season of the Witch. Martin is one that I really want to see that I haven't seen, and it's a Romero flick.
I was just being bitten by a mosquito here.
Yeah, I noticed.
And it made me think about the gall of a mosquito. Can you imagine if, like, you were a mosquito, or you as a human, and it's like, I really like the taste of giant blood,
Yeah.
and I'm not particularly fast, but
I'm
I'm
gonna go for it anyway.
going to go for it. I'm going to stab my straw into this guy's leg and just hope that he doesn't slap me, because I will be crushed to death like I just did to the mosquito that was on my arm.
Pretty bold maneuver.
They're bold if nothing else.
Did you ever play that game, Mr. Mosquito?
I didn't.
It was a PS2 game. I think it was a Japanese import, but I think it made its way to the States eventually. But it's rare; it's hard to find.
Yeah.
But you play as a mosquito, and the object of the game is to fly around and suck blood out of this family without being noticed and squashed.
Sounds like a fun game.
Mr. Mosquito.
I'm surprised that's not like a mobile game now. Sounds like something people would be playing all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Last I actually saw a copy at Phasers to Stun in the Dayton Mall. I would venture to guess they still have it.
It was a PS2 game.
PS2.
Maybe I'll get that and stream it sometime.
Mr. Mosquito.
I bet no one else is streaming that game.
Probably not.
Maybe I'll give it a go. All right, what do we have next?
Italian Girls.
Yeah, that's right.
Which
Italian
is
Girls.
also a very straightforward song. You could also replace Italian Girls with Jesse's Girl, and it's the same song.
Yeah. Jesse's Girl. This is one where they've swapped lead vocals.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah.
Immediately. There's a line in this song that is something to the effect of, I keep eating all of this pasta and I'm so full but so lonely. And it's my favorite line on the album.
On the whole album?
Yep. It's hilarious. I think it's coming up. Maybe not. Go back a little bit.
Go back?
Yeah.
Oh, that's,
There it is. I'm so full and yet so lonely. It's so good. It's hilarious. Like, why would you sing about how much pasta you eat and you're so lonely? It's so funny.
That's a good sign of a couple of dudes who aren't taking themselves too seriously.
Yeah, which is like us.
Yeah.
So, you can't fault them for it. But it's such a, I think it's a great line. I think it's so great.
I eat
so much pasta. I feel so full and yet so lonely. Oh, God.
Yeah.
That makes the whole album worth it right there.
That's good. Guessing Games is track 8.
Yep.
Here we go.
You know what I didn't mention while we were listening to Maneater?
What's that?
There is a tone in Maneater.
I don't think we actually played Maneater.
Probably not. That carries through the entire song.
Yeah.
It's just this high-pitched whistle, and it never breaks. It never deviates. It's just like this the whole fucking song.
Really?
Just about.
I'll have to check that out. This Guessing Games seems like it would be a good, like, a background song for, like, a shopping montage. Like a couple shopping.
I can see that. Yep.
A new couple shopping at the...
Where she's like trying on different outfits and like doing this.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I don't know which one. You look hot in all of it.
And then, of course, there's the one where, like, it shows her walk out of the dressing room a few times in different dresses. Then, like, in that sequence, he walks out in a dress once.
And he's just like, what?
And then
Guessing Games.
Guessing Games. She puts, like, the lady's hat on him, and he smiles.
Yeah.
Shrugs his shoulders.
Exactly. So funny. That's exactly what it would be. God.
It's a guessing game.
It's a guessing game.
How about track 9, Delayed Reaction? Delayed Reaction.
So far, it's got a delayed start. This is like the most rockin' song on the whole album. It's very Bruce Springsteen, I feel like.
Very.
Like you definitely expect Bruce to just like bust in with his gravelly vocals and yeah. Excuse me, guys.
But then a kind of softening out in the chorus.
Yeah. I love stops and just vocals, and then the
Yeah.
instruments come back in.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay, track 10, At Tension. Play on words, I believe.
Attention.
Yeah, At Tension.
You got it.
At Tension.
It's another groover.
Kind of a city street groover, I'd call this one.
Yes. This is a back alley groover.
Back alley groover, kind of like Teenage Alien.
Yes.
A back alley
I
groover.
fucking love Teenage Alien. It's so good.
Wait until you guys hear Teenage Alien.
It's so good.
That kind of makes me think of Owner of a Lonely Heart.
Yep, I can hear that.
Kind of reminds me of Razor Ramon's theme song as well.
That's a head bobber right
Yeah.
there. And it's a 6-minute song
Longest song on the album is
by
At
a
Tension.
lot. Well,
The extended club mix of Maneater
yeah.
is longer,
We
but
got
that's-
Family Man rock mixes. All that stuff that's nothing.
Yeah,
that doesn't matter. We're almost at the end of the album.
Yeah, there's one more. For all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people think that the saying is intensive purposes, and it's not.
No, intense and.
Intents and purposes, not intensive. Okay, so, alright.
We're wrong.
The old ball and chains entered the mix.
Oh, hi.
What's up?
I was going to leave you a secret note so I didn't interrupt.
Well, why don't you just interrupt then?
Because I didn't want to do that.
Just go all
I
out.
was trying to be sneaky.
You're already
Balls
interrupting.
to the wall.
Yeah, if you're interrupting, you might as well just interrupt all the
Nobody
way.
would have known I was interrupting.
Yeah, they would have.
How?
My demeanor would have changed.
Would
He
it?
would have been way more nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Well, I was just going to let you know I'm going to go meet Sarah and Rob for a little trivia. Lazarus is watching his show. So I wanted to make sure that was okay. I told him he could watch it before bedtime. Unless you
What's
have
his
any-
show these days?
He's like, I think there's a show that it's got some sort of like subliminal messaging going on because it's the most boring show, but he's obsessed with it, and he will
Is it
he just wants
Pocoyo?
it's
Pocoyo.
I don't know what the deal is with that show, but he is obsessed. He just wants to watch it all
I
the
think
time.
Pocoyo is French.
I don't know.
But the
fucking
the
weird.
guy who does the voice work is Stephen Fry, and he is a Brit.
Like Stephen Fry on Futurama, or just Stephen Fry the guy.
The guy.
The guy.
I don't know.
He was on a British sitcom with Hugh Laurie for many years before.
Oh God, I should know. I feel like I know who it is.
You probably know him.
Probably know him if you saw him.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Kind of sick of that.
It's
He's-
really good.
What is it?
Yeah.
Rhinegeist.
Oh,
Oh, it's
Rhinegeist.
Oktoberfest.
The Franz Oktoberfest. All right, we'll have fun at trivia.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you have to stay here and never
Oh.
leave.
No.
Everyone knows me. I
Yeah.
put my foot down tonight.
Yeah.
Mhm. I didn't know.
Woman.
Do you have anything you would like for me to add to your podcast while I'm here?
Do you like Hall Oates H2O?
What's H2O?
The album H2O.
Is this new?
No, it's not new.
Oh, I don't
got-
know the name of any of their
It's got
albums. I just-
Maneater on
Oh,
it.
okay, I just know lots of their
I told you,
songs.
the one with Maneater.
Yeah, the one with me.
Well, I've never like sat down and listened to any of their albums start to finish. I just always like grab their songs off
Me
of the
neither
internet and
before
listen
today.
to them. And I know most of them that are just hits, but I like Hall Oates quite a bit. So yeah, I'm lame and I didn't know what that was until just now.
I didn't either.
It's okay.
I didn't until last week when we decided to do this album.
But to be fair, you can ask Nick. I'm bad at any kind of name or album title of any band.
Yeah.
Song titles, album titles. I'm just like, it's the one song with the lyrics in it. And it's always like a good minute or two of me trying to explain to him. And
I'm kind of
singing
like
really terribly.
Okay with song and album titles. Way better with movie titles. You can be like, it's that one movie that with that one actor, and I'm just like, oh, this movie. And oh my God, how do you know?
I could tell you which album songs are from, but I'm also not the best at song titles.
Titles
outside
are hard.
Of hits.
Yeah.
You know.
Titles can be hard.
So.
Well, I don't know any of it.
Yeah.
Just sing along and
that's okay.
do my thing.
Go have fun at trivia.
You sound so pissed. You dumb bitch. Go
I'm
have fun
bummed I
with
had to
stupid
reschedule
trivia.
with you.
I
Did
saw that.
Corey tell you
Corey,
why?
He messaged me. He said, did everybody quit your jobs?
Yeah.
Like everybody?
Not everybody. There's like 8 cooks, so that's, a lot, and 2 of them left. So technically we're still like fully staffed. I just now like have to sort of pick up the slack,
So you came on and they were like, we don't want to work with this dude.
That's literally, I have like 4 managers,
Yeah.
and literally every single one of them has pulled me aside and been like, I have no idea what is happening around here. I just want you to know it's not you. I guess people's problems just catch up with them.
Yeah.
But they were like, this doesn't happen. This isn't a thing that normally happens. I don't know what's happening right now.
Bad timing.
Yeah.
But maybe it'll lead to good things for you.
I don't want it to.
Well, at least for the time being.
For the time being, yeah. Like
if it leads to you getting a nice little bump in your pay.
Maybe,
just
yeah,
for a little while.
I've been there less than a month and I've already, had a little bit of overtime, like doing whatever. But, yeah, it's crazy.
Well, somebody already filled your spot.
On the 14th?
Is
Good.
Is that Monday?
Yeah. Good. Because I was,
This
oh,
job.
really?
Yeah.
Finally.
Finally!
I'm gonna
Nick's
go
like,
and
I'll
get
take it.
some
I'm like,
shit
oh,
done.
nice.
I think I want to work on my chest.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You got some whiskey? I have actually a lot of whiskey at the shop.
No,
so
because outside of this podcast, no alcohol
Oh, well.
until
I think you'll want
the
to make
big
an
fight.
exception.
Nope. You gotta do it. You have to sit through the pain. I sat through my whole chest.
I'm gonna sit through it. I'm gonna take it like a champ.
After you do my back, I'm trying to get Lindsay to do my ribs, and I'm not happy about it, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Well,
I want my chest done.
okay. Well.
We started this in like 2009.
Yeah. I
So
was
it's
like a
about
year into tattooing.
yeah, it's about time.
Well, I'm a
about
lot faster now, but it's probably gonna hurt more than it did before.
Oh well. Grin and bear it.
Yep. Just like when I got my butt crack tattooed.
Yep. It's true. It's not fun. How'd that heal, by the way? Everything good?
Fantastic. You want to see it?
Yeah. Everybody, Bender's showing me his whole butt right
Well,
now.
it's like now there's just no reason not to.
Yeah.
Because you've been there already.
See, Bender's
Oh, yeah. That healed great.
Bender's just got his.
I'm curious about this guy. Oh, that actually healed pretty good, too.
Yeah, like Lindsay was talking about how you were like, oh, some of the lines. And nope.
Oh, yeah, they look good. I'm kind of impressed with myself for how quickly and stuff I blasted through that.
Looks good.
Yeah, thank you. It's a lot of naked ladies on his butt.
So
Bender
many
has
naked
an
ladies.
upgraded ass here.
Yeah.
My favorite naked lady is the one with the strap-on dildo.
Yeah, she's pretty fun.
She's the best.
How many of your friends have a tattoo of a flying lady with a strap-on dildo on their ass?
I
Not
don't think
only
anybody in the universe has that.
not only like one angel lady, for lack of a better term,
Yeah.
with a strap-on dildo, an orgy
Yeah.
of like how many 4 pairs?
4
There's
pairs.
8 ladies, 8 naked angel ladies having sex in various positions.
It's all
Or
very
tattooed
tasteful.
on my butt.
you
It
know?
is very tasteful.
They can. Well, you can tell
This
that
is
they all care a
tasteful.
lot about each other.
They
you
really
know?
do.
Yeah.
There's-
Even
all
the ones
care
that are
about each other.
69ing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very passionate. You know,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
all there's a good level of respect going on between these women. Nobody's
They've
doing
all-
anything disrespectful to one another.
They've all known each other for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've all been tested.
I also
you know.
love the one that's like they're like spooning,
Yeah.
and then the one girl has her hand in the other girl's like between her legs.
Yeah.
That one from behind.
Yeah.
That one's really tasteful.
My favorite thing
Really
about
tasteful.
my favorite thing about our podcast is how clean we are most of the time, and then
it gets
sometimes
just
it
rotten.
just goes from like family friendly to just we're talking about chicks, angels with
Yeah.
strap-on dildos
Yeah.
out of nowhere.
To be clear, just for all our listeners, they're not angels.
No,
they're
well,
from
they're
a comic
it's
book,
from a comic book.
and the characters are from a planet where people have wings.
They
Yeah.
look angel-esque.
They look like angels because
Yeah.
their wings are feathered.
They
and
look
whatever,
angelic.
but they're not angels. But it's just a bunch of women
Yeah.
having sex.
Yeah.
It's
on
not
my
like
butt.
Bender went into the Bible and said, you know this story, I like
Yeah.
what's going on, but can
No.
you tattoo it with like chicks and dildos?
Yeah, I went into a very graphic comic book and got a very graphic scene directly from the comic book tattooed on my butt, with the exception of the 69ing girls. That was a Jesse original.
Yeah.
I hope my mother doesn't listen to this. Yeah, that was me.
So good.
So, we have one song left on our Hall Oates
Yep.
tour here.
Yep.
Well, I will leave you to it. I'll be back in probably about an hour.
All right. Have fun.
See
Alright.
ya.
Good luck at the trivia.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Don't use your phone.
Why would I? I'm not a cheater.
I know, but people go out there and do.
I'm either gonna sit there and
Horrible
drink
things.
by myself and not say anything, or I'm gonna answer all of the questions and amaze everyone.
Well,
We'll find out. I'll see you in a bit.
all right. I feel like if you're having a trivia night, you should collect phones on the way in.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because I bet you there are people who are so unscrupulous that they would go into like local trivia night and they're probably sitting with their phones at the ready, like under the table, waiting, which ruins the whole point. It's
Yeah.
not like who can get the answer the fastest necessarily. It's like who here knows the most.
Right.
Like, who came in here knowing the answer to this? That's what we're trying to find out.
I was the one time I've been to 2 trivia nights in my life.
Mm-hmm.
One was at school with my mom, and it was a large room. We filled a gymnasium.
Yeah.
You know, with parents and teachers and maybe some like community people. You know, whatever. Former students of the elementary school I went to. But we filled a gymnasium and we had a trivia night, and my family won. We won trivia night. We won $500.
Wow.
And it
Hold on, like, was it for the whole school?
Okay, so I think what it was like, my mom teaches at a Catholic school,
Yeah.
and so it was like part fundraising, part give back, you know. So I think all of the parents probably received like an invitation. You probably had to buy a table, I think. But all of the teachers, like, you know, had an option to get a table. My mom got a table. And so it was my mom, my dad, me, my sister Tess, her boyfriend, my sister Leah, I think we capped off right there. And we were more than likely the youngest table there. It was like my parents, and then everybody else was my parents' age.
In the gym.
Everybody. There was one table of like former students that that I recognized. So there was a table of people who were my age or older, like by maybe 5 years maximum.
Yeah.
Okay, older than me. But like my sisters made us one of the youngest tables, if not the youngest table, and we won. We beat everybody.
That's awesome.
It was so great. The crowning achievement of that night was there was a question about a secret, like, spy ring, or spy, like, organization that was set up by like George Washington or something like that.
Yeah.
And it took us a minute, but my sister Tess knew the answer, and the answer is the Culper Ring. And it's like this government spy agency, okay?
Yeah.
And she knew that because the Culper Ring plays a big part in Y the Last Man, that Brian Vaughan comic book.
Oh.
And she and I have read that book.
Yeah.
And they asked that question. We were the only team in the whole gymnasium to get that answer right.
Wow.
And we got it because of a comic book.
Wow. And so there were probably kids there who were in like AP history and shit.
Potentially.
Know that.
Potentially.
But because she read a comic book.
She knew that.
There you go.
It was my favorite thing. And then I also did a Star Wars trivia night. That was pretty cool.
Was that at school too, or was that?
No, that was at a bar. That was just like with friends.
I feel like we should do trivia nights. They do one at right over by where you live. Actually, I went to one with my sister.
Yeah.
What's the name of that
Where I
place?
live now, or where I used to live?
Oh well, shit. Where you used to live?
Okay.
At Austin Landing.
Okay. At 8-bit, or it's not an 8-bit, but there's like a barcade there.
Yeah, that place. They do a trivia night every week, and we went to one that was like, I think it was 90s Nickelodeon versus Disney or something like that.
God, I feel like I would be good at that.
Yeah.
But you never know. Like, I felt like I was gonna be really good at the Star Wars one.
Yeah.
And then, like, I didn't know how old Chewbacca was.
Yeah.
And I was like, what kind of context would I have for how old Chewbacca is in The Force Awakens?
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Never in the movies do they say that. You know what I mean?
Trivia is really fun, though.
It is.
I feel like it's almost, it keeps you, I might prefer it to, like, karaoke, because it keeps you active the whole time. You're not waiting around.
Yes, but I do love karaoke.
I do too. I'm just saying, like, when you're immersed in a trivia night, there's never a point, as long as the games are going on, where you're just left sitting there.
Right.
If you're at especially like a crowded karaoke night, and there are tables of people that you just think are douchey, and they're going up and they're picking awful songs, and you have to wait your turn, you know, and so maybe you've got like 40 minutes of downtime before you and your friends get to go back up again, so you're sitting there. A good trivia night keeps you engaged the whole time. So
I'd be down to do trivia nights more often. I just want to find a trivia night. I mean, we can go to a general trivia night, but I would have a lot of fun at, you know, a video game trivia or a cartoon trivia or a Star Wars trivia.
The one that I was just talking about, they do a theme every time.
Yeah.
And they like advertise it beforehand so you can see what's coming up.
Yeah,
so
we can check that out.
Yeah. So okay, we have one song left, right?
One song left.
All right. Go solo.
Go solo.
You got the piano and the bass and that back kind of whatever synthy sound that is.
Really brings down the whole vibe of the second half of the album to finish it off, which is interesting.
Well, it's I guess it makes sense if you think of it like where the credits are rolling.
It does. Yeah, it does.
You know? So you've just been taken through the H2O.
And now this is the credits song. That's true.
You're kind of getting your bags, picking up your leftover popcorn, making your way out of the theater.
That is, I'd never thought of it like that. I wouldn't have thought of it like that. It's a good point.
So
this is a credits song for sure.
Yeah. And I feel like there are different approaches to ending an album, and that's one of them. Sometimes you want a song that like really just leaves the whole thing feeling capped, very like succinctly, and other times you have a song like this where it's just like, okay, credits are rolling.
Let's move on. Let's get up and let's get going. You
Yeah.
know. And there, that's this approach, and I don't have an 80s reference for you, but I can tell you, the opposite side of that would be like Famous Last Words from the Black Parade.
Yeah.
Is like an all-encompassing, powerful end to an album, that's more just, it's higher spirits, lifted higher, and this is definitely a very much like, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Right.
We appreciate you, but like let's get together here. Let's go out and let's go do something. Let's go do something else.
Just to drop a little something on you, if you're still with us. We did not end our album with a credits rolling song.
No.
So.
We did not end our album with a credits rolling song. We ended our album on a high note, and then we also have a little something extra that loops back around to the beginning, and it makes for an all-encompassing experience.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
And if you really listen closely, you can hear the influence from the connector in the last song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you have to be listening. You would have to be listening in a way where, well, as far as like kind of that connector you're talking about, I think you're talking about bridging the gap between the end of the album and the beginning of it.
Because
you have to be listening on something that allows you to loop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we somehow picked the bridge that we built between the last song and the first song is literally the perfect bridge. Like, there's nothing about it that indicates the end of an album, and there's nothing about it that indicates the beginning of an album, but it could go either way. Each song benefits from having this bridge in between it. And now I'm just rambling because Nick rushed off to the restroom. And I'm also checking my text messages, which is something I do while I'm podcasting with you guys. I'm having pizza for dinner. Now I'm checking Facebook. So I had a cool tattoo here. The first post, gonna love that. Scientology post. Back in Black post.
Checking up on FB.
Yeah, I was just, wasting time so you got back. But I was just saying that the bridge that we have between the two songs is both the perfect ending and perfect beginning, basically.
Yeah.
It doesn't, it doesn't indicate the end of the album, and it also doesn't indicate the beginning of the album. It just, is there and exists as a perfect segue.
Right.
Both ways.
That's true.
Let's play Maneater real quick.
Oh, yes.
Because I want you to hear this, high-pitched constant in it.
Okay, here's Maneater. Maneater, by the way, will forever... Okay. Hold on.
Yeah. We heard Lazarus running around downstairs.
Hey, dude! Dude! Hey, dude! What are you doing? What are you doing? Alright. He's watching Pocoyo.
Of course he is.
Yeah. This song will forever remind me of riding through Afghanistan on D-Horse in Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is like one of my favorite things about that game is the soundtrack. And collecting the cassette tapes and then playing them as you're playing the game. It's so good. Anyone who hates on the game's a fucking idiot. I'm sorry.
I've never played it.
Oh, here we go. Maneater. So there's a sound you said that...
Yeah.
Not here yet?
Nope. Maybe it doesn't start till the chorus.
That strum's a little ska-ish.
Yeah, it's an upstrum.
Yeah. Not yet? Still not there? Hall Oates. That. So this one note.
Yep.
That high note.
Goes through the whole thing. No variation. Doesn't drop off.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Staying there.
I hate it.
Hate it.
Drops
Drops out.
Yeah. It's a chorus thing.
And you don't like it.
I don't particularly care for it. It's all I can focus on in that song.
Really?
I like that song. I like the song as a whole, you know?
Yeah.
But when I noticed it earlier in the car and I was just like, God damn it. Now this is all I'm gonna hear. And now all I can picture is just like one dude in the band just standing during a concert, okay? During a concert, and he's just standing there going like this. He holds down one note and he's just like,
Yeah.
and he's just doing this the whole time, and I'm just like, you're not doing anything! You know? I don't know, it bothered me. It bothers me.
I never noticed that
It's a good
before.
song.
I mean, when you pointed it out, I know I've heard that part,
Right.
but I guess it doesn't mess with me the way it messes with you, I suppose. I'm okay with it.
It's just a constant, just annoyance.
Sometimes you just have a held out sustained note.
Like, I'm glad we don't have that on our album, you know?
Yeah, I don't think we have anything that.
Is that annoying? I know.
Yeah. So.
Well, that's Hall & Oates H2O for you, with plenty of tangents to go along with it.
Plenty. So, hopefully. What is it? What do you say about the pasta?
Eat all the pasta. So full and yet so lonely. Feel so full and yet so lonely. Hopefully you don't feel lonely after going through this H2O tour with us.
Hopefully not. If you do feel lonely,
You can email us at superdivorce at superdivorce.com.
superdivorceme.com.
Me.com.
Or you can just start this podcast over again.
Yeah.
We're right here.
We'll always be here for you.
You've got us at the at the tip of your fingers
Yeah.
with your computer or your smartphone.
Yeah.
And we've got not countless, because you can count them, But we have many episodes besides this one if you haven't listened to them
You
all.
should probably start at like episode 25 though.
Yeah. If you go back further than that,
Bob will be on there, and you don't want to hear that.
Bender had, well, I mean, we can talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
You were at, what do they call it, loggerheads with Bob because basically you were not able to speak during our podcasts on episode 1 through 20, whatever.
Essentially.
So,
yeah.
we'll say this, if you listen to the very early chunk of our podcasts, the first 20 or so, when we were still a 4-piece band, you will hear much less of Bender on those podcasts than you do now.
I had Bob beef.
Yeah, there was a little beef.
Little beef. Bob.
Wow, you've been holding that in for a long time, hadn't you?
Yeah. Yes,
No,
I had. I certainly had.
I was referencing
Something Bob said.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Bob.
Yeah. Well,
I go back sometimes to what you like to say about, like, you know, if somebody has a differing opinion from you, it's not, you know, we shouldn't be cutting people out of our lives
yeah.
because they see things differently or they act differently, because that debate is, like, healthy, and that's the basis of, like, whatever. Like, you need to debate and you need to argue and whatever.
Yeah.
And, you know, in many circumstances, I think that's true. I just saw the other day, I won't name names, but one of my friends had posted something about, they had reposted a Twitter, like, post that was like, it was like, oh, you respect all women? What about trans women, black women, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
you know? And some guy commented on it and was like, I definitely respect all women except trans women. They're not really women, ha, ha, ha.
Mm-hmm.
And my friend commented back and was just like, I'm done with you. We're never talking again. I'm deleting you after that comment. I can't believe how insensitive you are, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
This has been a long time coming, but this is the last straw. You'll never hear from me again.
Right.
And I was just like, and then he had replied with, oh, LOL, it was just a joke, you know, I respect everybody. And both sides of the argument are, I also saw another post about Schrodinger's douchebag,
Uh-huh.
which was like, Schrodinger's douchebag says awful things and waits for people's response and decides whether or not to apologize for saying it.
Yeah.
And so I thought, like, that was funny. But then I looked at, you know, my friend's comment, and I was just kind of like, you are really writing off somebody for apparently making a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they really do feel that way, which point, you know, in fact, I probably wouldn't want to talk to them either if they would admit to actively disrespecting certain people. But that's what you say a lot. Like, you can't just write someone off because they don't agree with you on a certain thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think you should. Obviously, people do it all the time, but I don't think it helps anyone, you know?
Yeah. But my point of bringing all of that up is, I go back to that sometimes because I got to a point with Bob where I was like, I really don't want to associate with this person anymore.
Yeah.
But I think that is partly because I was present for the way he was treating other people around me. And I didn't agree with the way he was treating other people around me.
Well, I think there's a difference between, like, saying adios to someone because they're a very active part of your life, you know, and it's someone that you are intimately involved with in some way, versus like someone has a different opinion than you do on some form of social media, so you block them instead of talking about it, you know. I feel like we well, for instance, if you did have an online dispute with someone and you did talk about it, and you talked about it several times, whatever the issue was, and it seemed like they just ratcheted up in intensity somehow and became more belligerent as time went on, then I feel like that's what that option is there for, where it's like, okay, well, click, you know, this is not productive in any capacity. We've tried that.
Right. We tried being productive about this. We tried having a healthy debate about this, and it just isn't going anywhere.
Like, I was in one. I was involved in an online dispute just a couple days ago.
Is this the one? Oh, a couple days ago. I was thinking about the one from the certain party.
No, this...
When you wrote that guy off?
No, this was someone who had made a post about the, what was it? The genuine usefulness, I suppose, of the word mansplaining, and how that word had fallen somehow from...
Is it somebody that doesn't live in this country anymore?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the whole post, the premise started with like, remember when mansplaining was a useful verb to describe blah, blah, blah? And my comment was basically addressing the very first question. And I said, I don't think mansplaining was ever a particularly useful verb to describe anything.
Yeah.
And that led into a 25 comment debate, you know, that, you know, I won't detail and bore anyone. But anyway, it was, yeah. But I'll say this, is that I obviously disagreed, and so this person, and we did not unfriend each other.
Right. Still friends.
Yeah. So it's someone I've known for a long time, but I didn't. Neither one of us felt like it was like the impetus to destroy an entire history that you've known someone. I mean, but that's the thing. So anyway, that's just a level of maturity that a lot of people have not reached, I suppose, where you can't handle having your feathers ruffled a little bit. So it's easier to just bury your head in the sand and act like no one disagrees with me.
Yeah.
And if they do, then they have no reason for it. They're just stupid, and I just don't want to talk to them anymore. Well, I don't agree with that. So,
we should probably usher these folks into the outro.
Yeah, I think so. This is wow, this is one of the longest ones we've done in a while.
Yeah.
So, thanks for listening.
Yeah, we literally haven't talked to each other in like a week, though. So.
Yeah. But things are happening.
Yep.
And we're gonna have stuff coming up soon. So,
look for the premiere of Momster movies at the end of August.
Yeah.
I know we're like practically already halfway through August, but end of August. If I'm, if things go wrong, I'll just premiere it on my birthday in September. But I'm hoping for the end of August.
Yeah. All right, chefs, stick around for our outro, and we will get you all out of here quickly, and then you can start counting down till next week.
Yep. We'll see you later.
That was another episode of the Super Divorce Supercast.
We hope you enjoyed, chefs.
I really hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, just like as much as I enjoyed this beer.
I'm sad that there's not more.
Maybe we'll just buy the same beer 2 weeks in a row.
Well, he's getting in some new Oktoberfest for next week.
Yes. Oh, I'm so tired. All
Boy.
of a sudden. I'm supposed to have pizza for dinner.
Pizza, huh?
Yep.
What kind of pizza? Are you making it or are you ordering? Or?
Ordering either Marco's or Jets, depending on who's open.
Ooh. Marco's is my favorite.
I know it is.
Yeah.
Marco's, please sponsor us.
Yeah, why not? Man.
What?
I don't know.
Do you want to run through all of our
Check us out on the internet, starting with SuperDivorceMe.com. That is our mother base. It's where you can find all sorts of things Super Divorce related. It's the official home of the Super Divorce Superverse. We're going to have more stuff coming up on that very soon.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in touch with us. Join our email list. You can do that from SuperDivorceMe.com. It's actually on our homepage there. Just join the email list. You get 3 free songs from the upcoming album right now for joining. And then also, once you join, you will be the first to know any Super Divorce news that's coming down the pike. So it's a great way to keep on top of things, keep abreast of all situations Super Divorce related. Other than that, why not check us out on social media? And why not start with Facebook.com/SuperDivorce, Twitter @SuperDivorce, Instagram @SuperDivorceBand, and if you would like to find me on social media, well then just look me up at Nicholas Villars.
And if you want to find me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, pretty much Instagram only, @BenderButt.
And that's about all we got for this week.
So until next week, enjoy, chefs.
Enjoy.
Super Divorce.